Okay, looking at the triangle containing K first. K is right here. Okay, we see that's a leg. 9, that's a 9, not a A. That's a 9 right there. Okay, and then we have 14. 14 is the hypotenuse. I'm not looking at 3, 4, 5. Doesn't appear to be 30, 60, 90, nor is it 45, 45. So I'm thinking Pythagorean theorem is probably what we're going to use. So we've got over here we have K squared plus 9 squared equals 14 squared. So we have K squared plus 81 and 14 squared is 196. 196. If I take away 81 from both sides of the equation, see, 6 minus 1 is 5. 19 minus 8 is 11. So we have K squared is equal to 115. If I were to take, the way to get rid of a square is to square root it. And what you do to one side of the equation, you do to the other. So I have K is equal to the square root then of 115. Okay? Looking at L. L looks like I have 25 and 14. Let's see. I can't think of any multiples, so it doesn't look 3, 4, 5-ish to me. It doesn't appear to be 30, 60, 90, nor does it appear to be 45, 45. So I'm probably thinking that that's going to be, I'm thinking maybe it's going to be a Pythagorean theorem again. So we've got L squared plus 14 squared is equal to 25 squared. So L squared, and if I go 14 squared, I get 196. Oh, we knew that from up here. So we have 196, and if I go 25 squared, I get 625. 625. If I subtract 196 from both sides of the equation, I get 429. So I have L squared is equal to 429. And again, to undo a square, you square root it. What you do to one side of the equation, you do to the other. Here we have L, and here I have the square root of 429. All right. Then I have M. Oh, looks like this is a 3, 4, 5. So M is going to be 5. M equals 5, and that's because of a 3, 4, 5 triangle ratio. All right. Then I have N, and N, I'm looking at this and thinking that that's probably going to be some kind of 30, 60, 90. Let's see how this would work. Well, if the hypotenuse is equal to 16 square root of 3, then the short side, if it was half of that, would be, so short side would be equal to half that, which would be 8 square root of 3. And then the long side, if it is a 30, 60, 90, would be 8 square root of 3 times the square root of 3. Well, this turns into 8 square root of 3 squared. The square and the square root cancel out, leaving me with 8 times 3, which is 24. And that's exactly what this is here. So, based on that, I would say N is going to be your short side, and that's going to be 8 square root of 3. So that's N. Then I've got O. Okay, so O, here I'm looking at, hypotenuse is 12.5. One of the sides is 7. Is there any relationship there? I'm not looking at 3, 4, 5. So I'm thinking, I'm not looking at 30, 60, 90. So I'm thinking again Pythagorean theorem would probably be the best way to go. So I have 7 squared plus O squared equals 12.5 squared. So I have 49 plus O squared. 12.5 squared is 156.25. 156.25. So if I subtract 49 from both sides of the equation, I get 107.25. 107.25. So that's O squared. And then O is going to be equal to the square root of 107.25. So I wonder if that's going to come out to be an even number. I don't know. No, that would be a negative. So that's going to be the answer for O, square root of 107.25.